In a world full of PlayStation 1 games in the past. You got Neon Pocket Dimension here to talk about it and to talk about what we're nerding out on every week. Yo, I'm Jacob. That's Miguel, and I always point the wrong way.
Miguel. Yeah, you do always point the wrong way.
Yeah, because you should be that way, but you're really that way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll never figure it out. Neon Pocket Dimension is a place to go to nerd out on everything you're nerdy about and just have fun with it, man. Today it's just the two of us. It's just me, it's Miguel, it's the homies in person, the Las Vegas boys. How you feeling, man?
Pretty good. There's three of me over here, technically.
Oh yeah, there's extra boys in there.
There's three. You could kind of see. Oh, wrong way.
See?
Over here. There you go. Right here.
Yeah. That's Jake, right? Jake.
And then the little shit's on the floor.
Mm.
He's hanging out. I can pick him up.
Yeah, go get him. He's got a new cat, everyone. Cat update, baby. Let's get some hypes in the chat. We got Sebastian, everyone. His face.
Look at the camera.
He's like, no, ow, I hate it.
Put me down, you fuck.
I thought this is a free country.
Exactly. No, he's a good boy.
Yeah, man, we're just hanging out. We just came off our 50th episode. That was a fun one. Still feels like it's been a while since we podcasted. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's because I used to do 2 a week,
Probably why. I could see that.
Yeah.
That you're not doing 2 a week. It's like, what do you do?
Play a lot of video games and cook. We did a few recipes recently. Cooked some chicken, made some tacos / what's it called? Like a chicken pasta thing for myself yesterday.
Okay.
And then Mochi Squeeze made a pasta for us for our lunches that was really good. And I always like to talk about food up top because, I'm always hungry coming into this podcast because it's about dinner time that we record this.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet either, so I'm pretty hungry.
I pulled out an IPA because, why the hell not? We're hanging out. Drink check. All the fun little emotes in the chat there. What a terrorist, Polly Pocket says in the chat.
Oh, he is. I'm drinking a Crook and Maker Mojito Blackberry Lime flavor. It's okay. I've had these for a while. I'm trying to get rid of them because they're not so great.
You're over it?
They're just it's the fake sugar. I think there's aspartame in it.
Oh, you mean that poison?
Yeah, that's giving me cancer.
Yeah, it gives me a headache.
I forgot about that.
Gives me a headache every time, dude. And possibly just fully takes me out of the equation, which I don't like. I stay away from all fake sugar products just so everyone knows that, because I think it's poison to my body. It's not a good time. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I'm sorry. This is stevia. This has stevia in it.
Oh well, that's natural.
Yeah.
El natural.
It still doesn't taste very good though.
Oh.
In my opinion.
Well, if we're talking like sodas and stuff, I like the throwback because that's actual sugar and not high fructose corn syrup. You know what I mean?
What, like on an actual, like a Mexican Coke?
Yes, like a Mexican Coke.
Yeah, where it's actual sugar, yeah.
Like cane sugar.
Yeah, cane sugar.
Well, yeah, you know how sometimes sodas or even what is it? Rockstar did this for a while. Their throwback or OG versions. Mountain Dew had it, where they have the old school can design stuff. Sugar, real sugar.
They're using real sugar.
Yep, not corn. Corn.
Did it cost 10 times more?
No, it's the same exact price. I think. I don't know if they do that anymore, but America runs on corn.
At this point, yes.
Yep, and
it makes me sad because those Mexican Cokes have gotten very expensive.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, like they're putting like buoys in the middle of like the river and shit. Like
You could buy. I remember back in my day, you could buy a 24 pack of Mexican Cokes at Costco for $20.
and now they're
Now it's
not
a
even there.
$32 box.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
lot. Well, like
yeah,
inflation hit like hard, man, in general. I was just talking about
absolutely.
this. I was talking about like inflation also hit like concert tickets and stuff. Like everything is expensive. Like, dude, what was the cheapest show that you saw at the Huntridge? You think
Probably $5.
$5? That's insane.
Probably
That's insane.
$10,
Yeah,
$15.
there's no way you could see a band for 10, $15 anymore. Like even if it's
You
a
still can. $20.
where
I'm going to a show in October
who
at the. I haven't bought the ticket yet, but at the Virgin Hotel
okay,
at October 24. It's $20.
and what is it?
The Subhumans. It's a punk band though.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right, fair. But look, I mean, punk
I'm going to
bands.
be 100% honest with you though. I don't think I've ever paid more than $50 for a show.
Okay,
And I
that's
think
not
the
that bad.
only time I would is if someone, uh, if Iron Maiden were in town, I might pay for that Arena Rock show.
Oh god damn,
Because
dude.
I
So
think
would I.
that's a show. That
Yeah,
would be a show.
you're right, right. But like I feel like even festivals weren't even that much money back in the day. Like I remember
No, they weren't.
you know what I
But I
mean?
also think festivals came to you.
They came to you.
Yeah.
You
Like
mean?
Warped Tour.
Oh
It
yeah,
came to your city. You weren't traveling to
true.
said city.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
the festival came to you. And they
Um,
don't do that anymore.
no, you're right. In fact, this is just an overall complaint. Las Vegas, okay, we get a lot of stuff here. I feel like every fucking convention that exists, for the most part, is like, oh yeah, we're going to Vegas, man. And like, yeah, we get a lot of musical acts, but I feel like still like when it comes to especially like comedy people and stuff, no one ever puts Las Vegas on their tour date, and I don't understand why. You know?
And if they do, they do it on the strip. And the
Right.
prices are way more elevated than you would if you went to see them in like Pasadena.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so it's like super expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with all that. And then it's like even Life is Beautiful, like which was totally affordable when it first came out, first few years. Now it's just like it's just so much money. Everything is just so much money. And really it's like why am I even talking about this? Just thinking about stuff like Era's tour with Taylor Swift, whom you all know I don't like as a person personally. And yeah, I'm sure that now 100,000 people on the internet are gonna like ruin my life just for saying that out loud on the internet.
I
But
like Taylor Swift.
yeah, correct way to play it, sir. But no matter how you feel about it, it's like an arm and a leg just to go. Like all these like, and it's like all these younger teens and stuff, and their parents have to like spend all their money just to
But
send their kids to this fucking pop show. It's I don't know, man. It's kind of
I
sucks.
also think you are kind of talking like an old timer, only because things were different back then.
Yeah,
Those people could actually make money from their music,
that's a good point.
where they don't
That's a good
make
point.
money from the album sales anymore.
Yeah, no one
They
buys
make all their
albums.
money touring.
Yeah, true, true,
So,
true. Yeah,
so in essence,
hmm
that's really the only way you're supporting them,
right,
which
right.
sucks balls.
Yeah, I mean,
But
yeah, pretty much. You're right. I mean, people buy like vinyls these days, but it's more novelty than it is. Like when we were in our teens, we were buying CDs. Everyone was buying CDs of everything. Like that's how you got the music.
you're like, oh, the new CD comes out Tuesday or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
you'd all go to the fucking store and buy it. Or if you worked at Best Buy, you'd be like, look what I got.
I
And you
do.
weren't supposed to tell people.
Oh yeah, right. Because you don't want them all to sell out. I remember every payday when I worked at In and Out as a teen, like I would go to Best Buy just to buy like some kind of album.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, like, I liked this one Foo Fighters song, but I didn't know what album it was on. So every 2 weeks, I would buy another Foo Fighters album, and it wasn't the album that had the song on it. And then I just became a big Foo Fighters fan because I just collected like most of their albums. That's just kind of a funny story.
Funny.
But yeah, no. Mostly what I'm talking about though with ticket prices is in Vegas. We're getting the F1 thing here, or whatever, the racing shit,
Formula One, yeah.
dude. For the cheapest package, and you have to have a 3-night stay at a hotel, $3,000 for one ticket.
For the Formula One,
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
One ticket, just to see some race cars.
That event is not for you.
Yeah, it's for the it's like for like rich fucking like imperialist, like generational money people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean,
It's not for you.
just make things accessible for everyone. I want to see I want to see a diverse financial group at every event. You know what I mean?
The thing about that event too, which I find crazy, is they're building that building over on what is it, Colville and Harmon?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what they're gonna do with it after the fact. Because it's being built just for that event.
This kind of feels like
It's fucking crazy, man.
it kind of feels like FIFA levels of fuckery there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Supposedly they have a use for it after the fact, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Polly Pockets at old money. There you go. That's the word. That's the term
Old
I was
money.
searching for. So anyway, now that we're done complaining about ticket prices, let's get into our patented WIBNU, which stands for what you've been nerding out on. Miguel, you're the only person here besides me, so you're gonna have to go.
I'm gonna have to go first. Okay.
Just because I'm asking you physically, what you've been nerding out on, man.
I've been nerding out on my little shit who just happened to walk over and started meowing at me.
I hear the meows.
I've been nerding out on this little guy for the most part,
Oh,
as annoying as
little
it
guy.
is.
Little buddy.
I haven't had a kitten in 20 years.
20 years.
It's been a long time, dude.
Damn.
Because the last kitten I had was my cat Batman, and that was before Smokey. So I haven't had a kitten for a long time because I got Smokey when he was 5.
Oh.
So he was a grown ass man at that point. So I forgot how much fucking work they are, and like how much you have to do, and how annoying they fucking are, and he won't go to sleep, and he's knocking shit over, and but overall, no, I still like him. He's a little shit. I kind of can't wait till he's big.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm happy that he's kind of annoying right now because we'll grow out of it.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a spaz. That's right, Polly Pocket.
He's got a lot of energy, man. He just started existing.
Exactly. So I totally get it. It's just like, man, I just want to sit here and not do anything. I don't want to have to like watch you and make sure you don't die. It's almost kind of like having a real child, but less important and less work.
A lot of parents get mad at that, but it's kind of true though. I think it's a baby animal.
It still needs help.
Yeah.
Once he's one, though, it doesn't last as long, obviously. Well, absolutely, Luke or Gage.
He said,
100%.
Welcome to my life. Yeah, he has a human child, which takes a lot longer.
But that's a human child.
Still have to take him outside to pee and stuff and all that.
They can't clean up after themselves. They don't know what the fuck to do. Like it's a hot mess.
So Sebastian, I mean, he's already using the litter box.
The litter box, yeah.
So you're good.
I mean, and that is what I will say. Cats are good like that because they're pretty easy to train. They know what to do. It's not like a dog where you have to housebreak them or anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also kind of hard to discipline a cat over a dog, I believe, because their brains don't work the same. You know?
That's true.
So there's a trade-off, is all I'm saying. You know, like it's more chill, but there is more of a challenge to correct behavior. That's at least what I think with my experience with Lilu, my cat.
But I mean, I'm going to be honest. That's kind of why I like cats. Is
Yeah.
they kind of do their own thing for the most part, and once you get them to like, hey, don't do that, it's cool, man. Like, very low maintenance.
Yeah.
I can go out and do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to necessarily worry about them too much. Even though this one is kind of, he seems to like people quite a bit.
Oh, that's good.
So, but you know what? Cats can learn tricks too. I don't know if you've seen those Eastern European ladies who train the kitties,
Yeah, well, yeah.
but
I
it's some
mean,
pretty cool shit, man.
no, I mean, which is, yeah. I know that. I know that, but I'm just saying, like I wouldn't necessarily say cats are smarter than dogs. I just think that
No,
they're because of the way they're again their brains are just different and the way they think and act. They're like predators, where a dog is like a pack animal.
well,
Just different.
we're gonna go down that route. I mean, cats are only half domesticated. Dogs aren't. Dogs are fully domesticated at this point. So
That's
they're
actually
still kind of wild, but at the same time, it's still a domestic cat. They still contain a lot of their wild features.
exactly. Yeah. We actually learned this before on Odd Valley, which really stuck with me. There's a, like we've done research for some episodes and stuff. Uh, I forget a lot of the shit I read for that show because we're drinking heavily, and I don't know, who knows what the fuck happens on that show. But for some reason, the dog cat episode really stuck with me. The research we did, dogs have basically been evolving with us ever since, like, we came out of the caves. You know what I mean? So that's why dogs are just, there's more of a symbiotic relationship. They kind of act and feel emotions similarly to like human beings. And it kind of boils down to like it's because we eat the same shit essentially. Like for throughout the centuries, humans have been feeding dogs similar stuff than that they're eating. So it's almost like the chemical, I don't know, digestion has like helped us evolve together. Whereas with cats, I mean, yeah, they're like wild animals essentially, but they are domesticated, you know? So I don't know. That's just sort of something that I slightly remember from a heavy drinking episode of Odd Valley.
Yeah.
um,
So they're definitely different. Obviously, I like them both personally.
mhm.
I love playing with dogs, but I do feel like dogs are more work.
Yeah,
Right? Like I don't have to take this little fucker out and walk him.
you
But
could.
don't get me wrong; it's nice to be able to take the dog out. I could, and I'm actually going to try. We haven't done it yet,
Hmm.
but hopefully, I actually do it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I want to leash train him
Hmm.
and like take him out and take him places and stuff. But it's
D-
early right now. I mean, I
hmm.
should be already doing it, but I'm just kind of. He hasn't been to the vet yet.
Oh
Just
yeah, you
trying
got
to.
to take it easy
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
So
Um, yeah, I feel like that was the kind of the thing with Lilu is like we didn't really stay on her shots and stuff. So I'm like definitely not an outside cat because she can go out there and catch something or start feeling bad or mostly just I don't want to get her to get ran over by like a car or some shit.
and that's why I don't like outdoor cats personally because I'm too much of a helicopter parent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Same. Absolutely. So yeah. So Sebastian, settling in.
Yeah,
How's
he's doing his thing.
how's him and Jake getting along?
Okay for the most part. Jake is tolerating him. The first night was rough, but it's he's not trying to kill him, which is good. I
Yeah.
think he kind of likes having him around, but at the same time, I think he thinks he's annoying
Big
because
Big Brother syndrome.
yeah, exactly. Jake will start or Sebastian will like chase him and stuff, and
Hmm.
Jake just wants to lay down and go to sleep. He's 3, but I mean he's still. I thought he was a pain in the ass, but really he's not.
He's just around and jumping on
He's
stuff.
just kind of doing his thing, and Sebastian's just annoying sometimes.
What we gotta
So,
do is try to play a board game with Sebastian in the house and see how much like shit he knocks off the
oh
game
yeah,
board.
oh it's gonna be bad.
So I'm excited for that. We
Yeah, you
just
guys have to see him before he's big,
Oh yeah, we're gonna come over pretty soon, man.
especially since Mochi hasn't really dealt with the cat this small. And
I
I'd even
know.
argue that he's too big. Like she needs to see like a little
Yeah,
kitten,
like yeah, that I mean,
like weeks old.
yeah, for sure. When I got Lilu, she was so small that like I'd be gaming, and then she would like lay in between the keyboard and like where I'm at because she was so
Uh-huh.
small. So like I would, oh, did he do that?
Yeah, he did that.
Okay.
He knocked it over.
Cat chaos. Um, yeah, like I would just kind of lay my arm on her, and she would like lay, you know, like right underneath my forearm, where my like where I'm just playing games on whatever the
Yeah.
PC with the keyboard and shit. And sometimes she would just like, I'd be wearing like a jacket or something because it was cold as fuck in that house that I lived in a lot, and she would just start crawling into like the arm of the jacket, and like she would like nestle by my armpit because she's just so small. So yeah, that was really cute. It's really
Yeah,
cute
no,
when you
like if you
do
haven't
that stuff.
experienced that, I think you definitely should at least once. Kittens are the fucking cutest, man.
Yeah, that little meow just like melts my heart every
They're
time.
so fucking adorable.
I can hear it
But
in Sebastian's voice too. He's got that little
yeah,
tiny meow.
yeah.
What?
But no, so I've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing God of War Ragnarok.
Nice.
Going through that. I kind of want to retract what I said earlier. It's not as good as the first. I
Mm-hmm.
almost want to say it's just as good as the first, in my opinion.
I've heard that a lot.
Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know how far I am into it, to be 100% honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's going to be a whole lot. I feel like I haven't really scratched the surface with it,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I haven't looked on any guides or anything. I've just been kind of doing my thing with it.
Yeah.
I kind of like the story's good.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay is good. Like, it's good
Are you?
overall.
What do you prefer, the blades or the axe more? You think?
It depends on the situation.
Okay. Yeah,
It's very situational.
that's fair.
And then sometimes I think I get bored of like one, and then I'll use the other one more.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what I'm fighting. So
Right. Yeah.
right, like so if you have a monster that has like a frost shield on it, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna pull the blades of chaos out and use
Yep.
that.
Are
So
you on just like the standard difficulty?
I am.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Yeah. I
It's
tried
hard.
playing God of War 2018 on not the hardest, but like the second to the hardest,
Yeah.
and I was like, no,
Yeah. I think
it's
there's
already
like,
hard enough.
dude, it's true. I think the game is like there's like an easy mode, a standard, and a hard, and like a nightmare or something like
Yeah.
that, right? It's like four difficulties. I played through the first one on like the hard mode, and then the same thing on this one. And I thought like I'd have the muscle memory to like make it work, but man, did I die a lot like leading right into the second one. But you know me, man. I'm like, no, fuck that, bro. I'm good at games, man. I'm gonna keep
Bro,
trying.
I got to be the best, and I'm gonna play it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, not the hardest. The second to the hardest.
The
which
second
is-
to the hardest.
I'm a
And-
hard gamer. You know what I mean?
And I
Does
can
that make
quote
sense?
unquote respect that. That's fine. Not
Yeah.
for me. I think it's hard enough as it is, and I actually kind of that's why I kind of like the fact.
Yeah. Oh
that
yeah.
the canon is. It's like it's already hard enough as it is.
Mhm.
So
I respect
I've
that.
been going through it, and I'm having a good time with it. Do I die? Yeah. Am I the best? No. Do I want to be? No, not necessarily.
That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The good thing about playing, I mean, the bad thing about playing on the hard difficulty, I don't even fuck with the hardest, and I don't even want to. But the good thing about the hard difficulty is that, like, to actually play through the game and accomplish the combat, you really have to, like, access something in yourself that you don't even think that you have, but you do. Like, my eyes, like, open up really wide, and, like, time slows down a little, and then I'm just, like, pressing every button that I need to press. Like, every fucking button on the damn control is being pressed, like, within a minute, you know? It's crazy, like... And I'm swapping between the weapons, like, on the fly. I'm, like, doing this move, swapping to the blades, doing that. But then, like, the 9 tries before that, I just die, just die all over the
Yeah,
place.
it's that
Yeah.
one that one time. I totally get that.
You know what I
because-
mean? So
Yeah.
that's what, like, it's that one time that you pull it off. You're like, okay, this is John Wick right here. You know, this is like you're
And then
accessing
you
that
say,
thing.
never again.
No, I just move on to the next part and then
That
hope
fucking
to God I
Valkyrie
remember
fight
what
at
I
the
did.
end of the first one.
Oh yeah, no, fuck
Fuck,
that.
that was
That
hard.
was hard, man. Yeah,
That was
difficult.
fucking. Oh my god.
The
But I
Valkyries.
did it.
Yeah, I think I only beat 2 of the Valkyries, and you know, if I wasn't on hard, I could have probably beaten them all. But I was just like, am I gonna really do this? No, I'm gonna move on to the next game.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to do it on anything but standard, to be honest with you. Unless you were gonna like be cheesy and do it on easy, which totally fine.
Totally
too.
fine too. Yeah. Look,
If you want to play it on easy, play it on easy.
yeah, just because I prefer something doesn't make me better or worse than anyone else, man. You know, like the way I see it with video games, have fun, man. However you have fun, that's cool. As long as you're not, as long as the fun that you have isn't at the expense of others in a bad way, like being a troll or a dick or cheating, right? I don't care what you do in a game. Like, the whole reason we play video games is to have fun. That's all it really matters. So I respect any gamer however they play, you know? So many elitists
absolutely.
out there who are just dickheads, and I'm not one of those. So I like the punishment. That's just me. You know? Like Trek to Yomi, pick the hardest difficulty, probably never beat that game because you know, it's just
Yeah, I played that on normal. It was good.
too difficult. It's that game has like a kind of brutal checkpoint system. So that's kind of why it's really difficult. But I don't know. I just want to like. It's one of my life goals to be really good at pairing in like every game, you know, and that takes a lot of work. I'll tell you what, bro. Cool. So God of War Ragnarok. And without really spoiling stuff, like where are you like at currently in that game?
I'm hanging out in Midgard as Kratos, but that's all I'll say.
Okay, yeah, I didn't make it back to Midgard. I was at the point where we were in the hub world, and then grouping back up with an old friend.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's the last memory I have of that game, and I totally agree with what you're saying. Like, it just feels like more God of War.
Yeah, and
I like that.
the more I've played it, the more I've kind of liked it just as much.
Mhm.
Not the way I felt when I first started playing it, where it was like, oh, it's the same game, but really it is and it isn't. But
Exactly. Yeah.
otherwise, it's very, very good.
It's just like more content on almost.
Yes.
It's just a very similar system.
And they did
Excuse
add
me.
things to it, is what I'll say.
Cool.
I won't tell you what, but they did add a little bit of things.
I'm excited. And I'll bookend the God of War conversation on my end by saying, don't know when I'll get back to it because Final Fantasy 16 exists, 100 other games exist. All these great games keep fucking coming out. I need to beat those games, and then Spider-Man 2's coming out this year, and I still got to beat Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales.
Well, I don't think you'll beat them all. You got to focus, man. Focus.
It's so hard. It's so hard, Miguel.
You can't do everything, Jacob. It's impossible.
You know, if you could just like tell me that every day, then maybe it'll settle in.
You can't do everything.
No, I'm not trying to do everything. I'm just trying to do the things I want to do. And unfortunately, this year is full of a lot of those. Because look, full disclosure, I don't buy a lot of games typically. Like, I got Game Pass and PS Plus, so I could play a bunch of games. And I'm behind on a lot of games. There's a lot of games. Like, I have a backlog, especially with PlayStation. Tons of games I haven't even played, like Spider-Man 1. I played 6 hours of that, maybe even less, maybe like 3 hours. So I have a lot to do. But, like, this is that year where, like, game after game after game that's like Diablo 4. I'm like, fuck, well, I'm a huge Diablo person. Gotta buy that. Tears of the Kingdom. Fuck, well, I love Breath of the Wild. Gotta play that. Gonna have to buy that. Bought it. Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, I was, like, trying so hard not to buy that game. Bought it anyway because I'm a D&D person, and it just happens to be like one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life, and I've only played it for 3 hours. You know what I mean?
And you're not the only person who's told me that it looks pretty good. So,
Bro. It's okay, but before we transition into that stuff, is there any other Web new items you'd like to cover? Sir?
no, just some. I've been watching random shit.
Okay, well, just toss them out. What you got?
It's this movie on Netflix called The Devil and the Blacksmith.
Oh, I watched that.
Did you?
Yeah, it's in Spanish.
I thought it was pretty good.
You watching it in Spanish?
Yeah, I watched. No, I watched it in. I think it's Basque.
Oh,
The original.
oh,
Basque.
right. Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I think I watched it in Spanish with English subtitles or something like that.
But I watched it in that. It was subtitled. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah,
And
it's
apparently
cool.
it's based on folklore.
Yeah, like it's a real
Which I thought
folktale.
was really cool.
Dude, I watched that, like, you know how I do all the horror movies every October?
Yeah.
Like I think maybe 2 years ago, I was just looking through Netflix and that one popped up a bunch, and so I was like, why the fuck not? I thought it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, I watched it mainly while I was working out, and I'm like, okay, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I like the effects on the demon.
Yes,
On
cool.
all of them, actually. I thought the demons near the end of the movie with the guy that had the face on his ass and the big ass tongue. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
That one was just funny.
That shit was
Then
wild.
there was like a fat demon, and I was like, oh, they're like everyone's represented.
Yeah, I just love that.
Even-
I love the blacksmith so much. You know, I love it. Any gruff, like, dickish character who's sort of like is forced to have a soft side, like, that is, I love that. I always love that shit.
So, but yeah, I watched that, and then it's honestly the only one I can think of right now. I'm sure I watched other things. I just throw things on, to be honest with you. So.
We watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because it's now
still
on
have not
Disney
seen
Plus. It's on Disney Plus. Do you have Disney Plus?
Yep.
Okay.
I do.
I encourage you watch it if you liked the old movies. It will fucking make you cry. Just full disclosure. Mochi Squeeze and I watched it and we were just bawling on the couch. Great movie. I thought it was awesome. It's like one of the best Marvel things that come out of this phase, which we all know has been kind of like kind of.
I mean, right? What does everyone expect? Come on.
I know. I haven't seen Secret Invasion yet, and I don't even know.
This is what I'll say, and I've also told other people this, is I feel like they should have taken a break.
Yeah.
Given me like 3 or 4 years, make me want it. Because at this point, do I want it? Not really. I don't.
It reminds me of this song by Three Loco, where it's just called "Make 'Em Wait," and it's just they're just talking about, like, you know, like building that anticipation for the ladies. Make 'em wait. Like, make 'em wait.
Absolutely, make them wait. It's like Ahsoka comes out in what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, well, that I feel like
Rebels, dude. I haven't watched Rebels.
Dude, I haven't seen one episode of Rebels. Dude, we've talked about this before. I still gotta watch the Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars, yeah. This is what I'll say.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I just kind of need a break. Like, I think I'll get back to this stuff at some point. Right now, I don't care that much. Guardians, I probably will watch only because I do find those movies fun.
Yeah.
And I do like the space movies in general.
Yeah, yeah.
So, sci-fi is my genre.
Same.
So, yeah. Like, I'll definitely probably end up watching that just for fun. Like Secret Invasion, or whatever it's called.
I feel like that's a show I'll throw on, like, if I'm working out, or like if I'm working, if I just want to have a show on, you know, which I've been doing with One Piece. By the way, I'm on episode like 98, so I'm still Gundam update, still working on One Piece here and there. I know who the oh my god, the reindeer guy. I want to say Crunchy. The fuck is his name? It's something like that. Fucking Spiky. God. Anime people are gonna hate me, dude. Anime people are gonna hate me for this, dude. I'm fucked. Someone clip this out and send it to the all the anime people. Anyway, he's a great character. I love the guy. He's and you know, like, I mean, whatever, man. You know, it's an old ass show, 1,000 episodes. This character is One Piece is so goofy, and I think that's what's fun about it, right? The main character is just Goku, just a dumbass. You know what I mean? It's like shonen shows, right? Aren't they all kind of the same? They kind of are.
That's what I've been saying.
But
Haven't I been saying that?
but they're all different. It's like this, Miguel, right? It's like Dum Dums. You know Dum Dums, like the lollipop, right?
Yeah, I remember Dumb. Yeah, yeah.
If you unwrap a Dum Dum and you were colorblind, right, and you saw black and white, every Dum Dum would look exactly the same, right? But every Dum Dum is a different flavor, and that's shown in anime, right? It's a little different. It's just a different Dum Dum flavor.
But at the same time, do I really want to just put Dum Dums in my mouth without knowing which one I want to eat?
Well, you just taste one, and then you're like, I don't know if I like this flavor, and then you try another one, you're like, ooh, that one's root beer. I like root beer.
The root beers.
Root beer is pretty good. Why am I bringing up Dum Dums? Because we have a Dum Dum candy bowl at work, and I grab one after lunch every day.
I assume we're in your Vibe New at this point.
Oh yeah, well, I'm Vibe Newen. So One Piece, right? So there's this. So like there's devil fruits. They all have dumbass names. Like for instance, the main character Luffy, he's stretchy, and to become stretchy, he ate the gum fruit. Like he's made out of gummy or something like that. But he's a rubber man. Anyway, the guy I just met, Chopper.
Plastic? Oh my god.
Yeah, not plastic. Rubber.
So Mr. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's basically Mr. Fantastic essentially. So yeah, same character. Only Mr. Fantastic is a genius, and Monkey D. Luffy is a fucking moron. And all he cares about is food. So I don't know. I mean, heart of gold. There you go. But no, Chopper. I think his name's Chopper actually. Now that
Tony
I remember.
Chopper.
Yeah, Tony Chopper. Thank you very much. That is his name. He was just a regular ass reindeer, like couldn't speak English or anything, and he ate the man fruit. Right?
So he became a man?
Yeah. So he became a half man, half reindeer.
The fuck?
I'm sorry.
And you're on episode 90?
97.
Oh my God.
97 or 98. I can't exactly remember. Yes, this is true. So he ate the man fruit, but he can change into different, like, a different level of manness, So he's sort of like a little dude. Like, half the time he's like a little dude with just like antlers, and he's hairy, and then sometimes he can almost look like a werewolf, but not with claws, just with big fists and like still the antlers. Anyway, he's a cool character. And yeah, all right, so that's One Piece for you. It's a fun show. It's about pirates. You may not have gleaned that, but it's about pirates, which I like pirates, so played Sea of Thieves with the buddy the other day, and I was talking about that show the whole time. I was like, oh, I'm Monkey D. Luffy now. But no, yeah. So Baldur's Gate 3, great game. Been playing that. It's straight up Dungeons and Dragons in video game form. Miguel. So Miguel, you've played Dungeons and Dragons. I've always been the dungeon master since I can remember, ever since high school, in every game that I've played, essentially.
So when you say it's D&D,
yeah,
in video game form,
yeah,
like it's straight up D&D in video game form.
Yes, straight up. So I was saying all that to allude to the fact that Miguel has played D&D as me DMing and him being a player now for years, right? Like for like a lot of sessions over the years.
This point, a long time, yeah.
So I ran like one campaign with like Miguel and some of his buddies and some people that I knew before, which transformed into another campaign with some other people we played a couple sessions of, and then COVID hit, and then nobody could hang out anymore. And now that's sort of been morphed into this new campaign where we're playing and stuff, and we're having fun. It's a good time. Again, it's work people. Who else do you meet? But work people really these days when you're in your 30s plus. But so Miguel, you understand how Dungeons and Dragons work. Like, essentially, whatever you want to happen can happen, right? Like, essentially,
yeah.
anything you want to do, you could do. And they're trying to incorporate that into this game the best they can, and for the most part, they're very successful with that. Um, so like, you know, there's conversations you can have. Think of like Bioware RPGs or whatever, or like yeah, I would equate it to
with,
Bioware RPGs.
with like a dialogue tree and like choices
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
okay.
right. And even when you play those games, there's like moments where you could say, "Oh, I'm gonna lie," and then based on how much charisma you have or some sort of skill point thing that you put in, maybe you'll lie successfully or you'll fail. You know, but this is like the D&D version of that, which is, you know, the core RPG basis for every RPG ever. So Larian, the developers, really taken it upon themselves to try their best to adapt what it's like at a table, where the game itself is organic. It's a dungeon master, a human brain, interpreting all of this input from the players and doing their best to like improvise and you know, pre-plan everything you can. You can't plan for everything that fucking happens because human beings are chaos, obviously. But you know, if it's all a bunch of humans collaborating at a table, anything really could happen or not based on the die rolls. This game is, I would say, doing a really good job of simulating that to the best way it can. You know, through a computer. So it really blows me away. Combat really does feel like you know, playing D&D on at a table, although not a grid. It is still based on like meters. You know what I mean? So moving your character is the same. You know, you have your move action, you have your standard action, you have your bonus action. All that stuff is in there. All the races, sub races, not everything is in there. And some things are a little different, but that's the fun for me, is to kind of like, as a DM, having read the books multiple times and like constantly trying to remember all this stuff. Like, it's all up here. But playing the game, I'm like trying to test like, okay, how many subclasses are in here and stuff. And honestly, like from 5th edition, like most everything is in there, including the spell list, the subclasses from all the regular classes. Like, I hit level 3, and you know, when you hit level 3, you get to pick your subclass for like most classes, right?
Yeah.
The standard ones were there. Like my rogue leveled up to 3, I could pick the 3 subclasses from the player's handbook, straight up, like 1-to-1. As a wizard, I could choose my school of magic at level 2, or actually I think level 1. Like all of the level 1 and 2 spells available in the book, in the spell book, in the actual player's handbook, they're all there. So it's just crazy because like typically I'm a DM, I don't get to like, play.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I could. I'm like, oh shit, like I made a wizard, right? And I'm like, what kind of wizard should I play? And of course, I went with Evocation as a school of magic because I'm like, well, I'll just have him do a bunch of damage. And then maybe the other characters, I'll do more utility spells and stuff. So I'm doing that, and it's just really fun to actually like test these things out, but not have to do it at a table with like 6 other people through the course of months. You know, you're just playing it, and like within 3 hours, it's like taking a lot less time than it would be to run all these sessions. So that bit is fun, but the game itself, like the writing, the mechanics, everything, really cool. The characters all feel different and alive. The dialogue trees within conversations are in depth as fuck. There are a lot of opportunities to use different skills or different abilities in different ways. Like as a wizard, there was a lot of points in time where it's like, oh, use your wizard knowledge, which is an intelligence roll, to do this thing, which is like a contextual thing for a wizard. And when I did the same type of thing for the cleric, it was worded differently, and you're using a different ability score. So like it really does feel like, okay, the game is a dungeon master, and like these are the you know, players as their classes and stuff, doing the stuff you would do in a real D&D game. And combat. So here's the biggest thing about combat. Most people playing this game are just gamers. A lot of gamers aren't D&D players, you know what I mean? So they're like, oh, the combat's bad, or the combat's hard. I've heard like a lot of feedback on the combat being like this or that. And it's just because it's just different. I feel like people just aren't used to the way that D&D's combat is, and like at the table you have a DM to explain a lot of stuff to you. This game is like it's explaining some stuff, but like there's just a lot of options. Obviously, if they want to keep everything open for you to do anything, so it can be overwhelming. And I feel like a lot of people make like classic mistakes, like triggering attacks of opportunity and stuff like that. But I know all that shit. I'm a dungeon master, so like for me, I didn't have any problem with the combat. I jumped in there and I'm just like, what can I do? And boy, howdy, you could do a lot.
So is it turn based?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it's not.
It's like.
I'm sorry. What?
No, go ahead.
So it's not turn based until it's turn based. So like when you roll initiative, combat begins, and then you're in. Right? You're now in the initiative roll. You're in the turn based combat. But like for instance, this is a good example, right? I was like, okay, here's some enemies on a field, right? It's multi-leveled. There's people unaware of my presence, so you can actually split up the party. So I ungrouped the rogue, had him hide behind this thing in front of everyone. Realize you can go around to the top. There's a guy standing like on top of this like thing, right? On top of a box actually, looking down and talking to people. I was like, okay, why don't I have these other two guys come up and I'll have one of them push him off the box so he'll fall all the way down, right? But first, because it's the first, it's like we're not even in combat yet, and this dude, the rogue is hiding. Why don't I have him start the combat with the sneak attack, right? So that's what I did. I had them sort of sneak up from the other side. I had the rogue do a sneak attack. Now he's in initiative with all the enemies, but the other two party members, they haven't done anything. They're not in combat yet, right? They're both sneaking, right? So he did his attack, and then one of the enemies moved. And then outside of the initiative score or roll, I had the other two people kind of come up, and one of them pushed the guy off the box. Now they're in initiative. Now they roll, and now the full combat is everyone's in there. And you could do shit like that. You could fully split up the party all you want.
So
really cool.
Do you actually see the rolls or no?
Okay, so let's get into that. In combat, no, you don't. Okay. So, which I find to be interesting because we all know doing crits or critical fails in combat leads to a lot of stuff. Like a lot of times I'll roll percentile dice if you roll a 1 to see how bad you fuck up. In this game, you just kind of, you either hit or you don't. If you crit, it just crits. It's not showing dice. But everything else you'd ever roll for literally shows the dice. It shows all the bonuses for whatever you're about to roll for. And then it'll like straight up roll the dice and then add all the bonuses, and then you get a total result, and then it'll, either you match it or exceed it, right? So for instance, I was there's this other area where there's like a whole bunch of traps, right? The rogue is good at deactivating traps, obviously. I gave him a whole bunch of like trap disarm items that I found. I had the cleric use guidance on him, which gives him a +2 to like every kind of like ability check, and that's a cantrip, so you can keep casting guidance all you want. And so then I just had the rogue go around and disarm like all these traps one by one, and because like he's good at it, and he had the tools, and he had guidance cast on him, I fucking disarmed everything in that room, and it was awesome. But like you could see every time that it rolled, like even when he rolled a 2, it still passed, So I was like, I have to roll a 1 to fail at disarming, which is cool, as long as I have guidance cast on him. But it like I could see people who don't know D&D going into the game just being like, oh yeah, I'm just walking in here, you know what I mean?
It definitely sounds like it's made for someone who knows D&D at least somewhat.
Or wants to really sit down and learn.
Trying to get into it.
Yeah,
because that actually sounds quite intriguing. That
it's incredible.
They're actually like doing it that way.
Dude.
And I know you said that, and it's on PC only currently, I think, right? And it's going to get a PS5 release or something.
It's coming to PS5, I believe, either later this month or in September, but it's coming like soonish. And the reason why it's not coming to Xbox till 2024 September, thank you Panafin, what's up man, by the way, The reason why it's not coming to Xbox is because Xbox still has the requirement that every Xbox Series X game needs to also run good enough on the Series S, and that's sort of like not vibing with their optimizations and stuff. So
Okay.
like, if they took the S out of that equation and it just was on the X only, game would be out probably now. So
Oh, I
that's
see.
kind of an issue right now that devs are like, some devs are having a lot of problems making sure the games are both on the S and the X kind of at the same level. So
Because that does sound. It sounds like something I'd want to try at least. Because that
dude,
sounds pretty cool.
this
Like
game,
I don't think we've seen a game like that at this point.
no, well, I mean, this is the third Baldur's Gate. You know,
Yeah.
this is a CRPG, computer RPG. These things have been around for a long time, and also Larian has made like the Divinity games, which Divinity Original Sin is a game, like a name of a game that's been thrown around a lot. That's their second big game. It's very similar to this. It's just not official D&D. Whereas this is literally them taking all of their knowledge and experience with games like this and applying it to real actual D&D 5th edition and taking those same rules and applying them to a video game and only like slightly modifying them so it just works better in video game form. So I love it. Also, I'll also just throw out there it's fully multiplayer as well if you want to. So you can have up to 4 party members, and usually that's like your character and 3 NPCs. You could play the whole game as like 4 players, all acting individually, like you would at a table. You know, so that is on its own is fucking cool as shit, and I cannot wait to test that out. Yeah, so I love it, and I can't wait to play more. By the way, also Diablo 4, still playing that. Played that instead yesterday. There's a big patch. Werewolf poison build over here. Having a good time with that. The patch gave me more poison damage. I like it. But I'm going to play Baldur's Gate 3 tonight instead. So there you go. That's my wipe new. Oh, Remnant 2 is cool. Got that as well. But like more than half off at cdkeys.com. Thank you, CD Keys. Yep. Yeah. Just so you know, out there, if you want to buy a game on Steam, just go to all CD Keys. Actually, just Google CD Keys, and then like the name of the game or something. And like there's a website called All CD Keys or something like that, and it checks like a lot of different websites that buy like wholesale games or like usually half price games. And you can get games for really cheap on there. Like I got Conan Exiles for like $12. And it was running for like I think $50 at the time.
Okay.
Remnant 2 is like $50 or $60. I got it for like $36 or $32 actually. It's a really good deal. So
it's $38 right now.
There you go. I think I had points through cdkeys.com because I had already bought a couple games on there. You know, so I don't know. Remnant 2 is really good, by the way. It's fun ass game. I think it's not fully crossplay, but there's going to be a crossplay patch. It's basically like the shooty version of Dark Souls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so we're at 53 minutes. We were going to do this tier maker thing. I think we still got time to do a couple games, right?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, we'll fuck around with it. That's our wife new. Great conversation. Whenever you come by the next time, of course, I'll show you Baldur's Gate, or we can roll you up a character just for fun, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking, because Buddy wants to play on Friday, so I was thinking either a Bard or a Warlock that I'll roll up. Because he's like, I'll be a Paladin. I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool combo.
Pretty cool.
Panda Finn's playing too. Okay, let's pull this up. Is my camera going to pull up? That's the real question. There it is. Hi. Playing right now as we speak. This guy, how many hours are you in? I'm very curious about that. By the way, Panda Finn, the homie, check him out. That's Panda, Finn. Find him on Twitch. Cool dude. Played a lot of games together. This right here is a PlayStation 1 game, tier maker. We're going to play for about 5 minutes. Just however many games we can get in there. And we'll just zip around. So, Miguel, you have the list up on your end, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to start with this game right here. Let's see if you remember it. Army Men. Fuck. Oh, I'm trying so hard to zoom in. Sarge's Heroes. Sarge's Army Men. Sarge's Heroes. You ever play that game?
I don't think I did. I do remember it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it at a B, dude. That was a pretty
A
sick
B?
game.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It was like, remember the old school Army Men toys?
Yeah,
It was like
absolutely.
that. It was like that, but you like shoot people. That's pretty good. You don't know that
Uh,
game, so I'm just gonna. Why don't we put it at a C since you don't even know it?
no, I know it. I don't think I ever played it. Let's
Yeah,
put it that way.
so we'll put it at a C. That's fine. Oh look, Armored Core. Everyone knows that
I
game.
don't know if I ever played the actual Armored Core game other than just playing the demo.
Nice. I had Armored Core 3 for the PS2. I thought it was pretty sick. Okay, let's jump into a game we actually know. I think this is the one, right? Yeah. How about Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Oh, did I lose it?
Come on, Jacob.
Okay.
Really?
I got it. All right. So where would you put this game?
That's an S game to me.
S? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a solid S, dude.
That's a fucking
Oh
S,
my
dude.
god, man.
I love that game so much. I'll still go back and play that now.
Dude, I actually have a copy of the 360 version on my Xbox account, so I can play it anytime
do
I
you?
want. Like legit, yeah. I think it was on Games with Gold one time.
That's pretty fucking cool, dude. That game was so good.
So fucking good. One of the best,
Still
dude.
is. It still is, in my opinion.
One of the best ever. Do you have a game that you want to put on there?
I would put Xenogears on there,
Oh god, all right. Let me get down to the X's.
even though I'm looking at a lot of these, like Bushido Blade. That was a good game. That was fun.
Bushido Blade. Okay,
Fucking Brave Fence and Musashi.
Here we go. Xenogears. Okay, full disclosure, never beat it. Played it several times. Got pretty far. I think it's a great game. I'll put it in the A. Where would you put it?
I would put it in the S only because it's probably one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games.
Ooh.
But I can see a solid. I mean, it is kind of a convoluted story.
It's really good. I liked the action game kind of component to it where you have to like put the input in and stuff. But since I never beat the game, I think we could settle for an A.
Yeah, I do an A. I'm good with that.
Soundtrack is an S for sure.
And I like the anime cutscenes. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It's such a good game. It's a very good game. Let's see what else we got on here.
Oh, Harvest Moon Back to Nature? Fuck yeah.
Oh, shit. Dude, that's one of my top games of all time. That's an S for sure.
That's a great fucking game, dude.
Dude, this game is so good. Harvest Moon.
Even though I always got to a point when I'm building my farm that I just kind of get overwhelmed with all the shit that I had to do, and I'm trying to romance people, and it's just
Oh, who's the girl that you kept going after, man?
the pink-haired one, of course.
The pink-haired? Oh, the one that was kind of dumb that like worked at the farm.
Hey,
nice.
You leave her alone.
She was kind of dumb, man. Let's be honest.
She wasn't dumb.
She was like, "Hey, I like eggs."
She was simple.
Well, first I went with the cookie cutter like main chick, right? The nurse girl.
Yeah.
Which Mochi Squeeze a nurse, so there you go. But then I think I tried to go for the one that was really boozy, that had like the streak in her hair.
Oh, okay.
So fun times. Harvest Moon, to me, Harvest Moon Back to Nature is peak farming sim. Like it's the best. It's great. You can't beat it.
That game's great.
I just love the map, the music, and everything. Like just everything about that game. To me, there's just not a better Harvest Moon. But I did play the Super Nintendo one a bunch before that one came out, so
yep,
I have experience with that. How about let's hit the Final Fantasies up. I gotta scroll up to it. I saw Gradius. There you go. Where's the Final Fantasies? Dino Crisis. We got Disney Kindergarten. What the fuck? Dragon Ball GT something. Some weird games on here. FIFA. Oh, okay, so after the FIFA stuff. Here we go. Let's start with Final Fantasy 9. Where would you put it?
Considering I never beat it,
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Okay.
give that at least an A. Only So
Okay.
I want to say I'd give 8 a B,
Okay.
and that's just my opinion, only
Yeah.
because I also did not beat that one though.
I've never beaten 8, but I got really far.
I
Okay.
got to the very end, and it pissed me off.
All right. We could put Final Fantasy 9 at a B or in an A because it's an S for me. It's my
That's what I was going to say. Isn't
favorite
that one of
one.
your like top
No, that's
Final
my
Fantasy games?
that is my absolute favorite Final Fantasy game of all time. Is 9.
It's not.
We'll put it at an A though. That's fair. Like because it can't just be up to me. It's up to both of us. Let's do 8. I agree. It's a B.
Yeah, it's definitely a B.
Great game, great cutscenes, awesome music as always. Nobuo Uematsu is great. However, never beat it, and the draw system, it'll always be contentious. Whoa, why is it? Whoa, what I do? So there you go. Final Fantasy VIII is a B, according to Neon Pocket Dimension. And then of course, who can forget Final Fantasy VII? Where are we putting that?
I don't know. What are you thinking? Oh,
Do you see that?
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
How many times have you beaten Final Fantasy VII?
Well, at least 4.
Okay, see that I've beaten it 3 times. I've beaten every other Final Fantasy game. I've beaten 1 time. So there you go.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's
That's actually surprising considering 9 is your favorite.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a reason why 9 is my favorite because at the time it came out, a friend of mine owned it, right? And so he'd play through a disc, and then when he's done with the disc, he'd be like, "You can play that disc now." So then I played disc 1 while he was playing disc 2, and then I beat disc 1. He's still playing disc 2, so I have to wait for disc 2, and then I finally get disc 2, and I'm like waiting, make him wait, see? And then it really hit harder. I was like, "Ooh, I finally get disc 2," and then when disc 3 rolled around, I had to wait even longer. And it ended on cliffhanger, like a massive cliffhanger. And so I think maybe because of the anticipation of that game, it really hit harder. But the main reason why, at least through memory, because it's been a while, that I love Final Fantasy IX is because it's much like Guardians of the Galaxy, like we were talking about earlier. It's a story about misfits and weirdos. The main character isn't like the fighter with the big sword. He's like a thief. He's a weirdo. He's, you know what I mean? Like, everyone is like a forgotten person or someone who's damaged. And that's what I love about it. And also, again, the music, great. The cutscene's great. So, I don't know. 9 really stuck with me, and it always will.
Yeah, I need to get back to that game. I definitely want to go. I would like to play it again, to be honest.
I encourage everyone to play through it. Also, because VV's awesome. You can't go wrong with them. And then there was also, like, a bunch of the items that you pick up would have little like quotes on them, and I was so obsessed with that game. I like wrote all the quotes I could in like a notebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was middle school for me, dude. It was a big deal. Okay, so let's do a few more. We could do another Final Fantasy, or why don't you pick one?
Incredible Crisis.
Okay, let me get to it. Where is it? In Inuyasha? In Independence Day? This?
It's right next to Independence Day.
What is this?
You've never played it?
No, I don't even know what this
You've
is.
never even heard of it.
Did I just drop it somewhere in the middle of everything?
You may have.
Fuck. Oh, there it is. Oh my god.
There it is.
Oh my god. Do not let go of the left click.
It's like a weird Japanese game that I'm actually surprised came out here.
Uh-huh.
And it's a bunch of mini games, but there's a story.
Okay.
And I don't remember the story very well, to be 100% honest with you, but
Yeah.
it's about some salaryman. What I do remember is I thought it was just crazy, and the soundtrack is done by Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's pretty cool. Like overall, it's
Sweet.
one of my. You put it wherever you want. I know you've never heard of it. For me, it's probably at least an A.
All right, we'll put it in an A.
Factor at this point for myself.
I wonder if we can like save our progress and come back to this, because I like to revisit this.
I wonder if that's even at like. Can I download that? I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I know, right? Because then we could put him back and then attack this again later. We could come back to this list for like all year. You know what I mean?
And there's a ton of games on it. So
So many. Let's just do like maybe 3 more.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, you know, another one of my favorites. One of my favorite games. I actually bought it on Steam and still haven't launched it, but I bought it because I love it so much. If I can find it. Lucky Luke? No. Oh, like Luke shot first. Wow. Oh no, of course. It's Legend of Mana.
Oh, okay.
Great game. This is an A. This is an A. I want to say it's an S. It's an A, at least.
I know a lot of people like it. I've never actually played that game.
Oh, nice. Have you played any Mana games? Like
I don't
Secret of
think
Mana?
so, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
So I would encourage you to you know, even if you have to emulate it or something, play through Seiken Densetsu 2, aka Secret of Mana, for the Super Nintendo. Just play through it one day. Cool ass game. Love it. If you can get it somewhere legitimately, do that. You know, I guess you shouldn't be pirating games. But the first Seiken Densetsu was, I think, a Game Boy game. I think it came out in the States as like Final Fantasy Chronicles or some shit. It had like a different name. But okay. Seiken Densetsu 2 was Secret of Mana. Seiken Densetsu 3 was Secret of Mana 2, which never came out in America until way later, which was then renamed Trials of Mana, which is now out, and it's on PS Plus, but it's not great. These games were all 2D. I think there's a charm to that. Legend of Mana, same thing, also 2D. But what made it interesting was like the world itself you kind of created, you know? So like each zone you can go to, you get like an artifact and you could like place it down next to places on a map and it would like affect the elemental stuff and like there's different like magical implications to that. And so I just thought it was fun to kind of like put those pieces down and like also the story would unfold in certain ways based on the choices you'd make. And so there's like all these different endings and different like companions you can get on different runs. So like to me, Legend of Mana, great game. It's so good. Again, music, dope. I think that's also Yasunori Mitsuda. I can't remember exactly. But to me, it's an A tier game. So we'll put it there. Miguel, why don't you pick one more and then we'll together pick the last one.
I'm going to do Shadow Man since I'm looking at it.
Shadow Man. Okay. Never heard of that.
Remember that game? Or no?
No, I don't know that.
I actually played it on a Dreamcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
But Shadow Man is basically kind of like a... he's like Cajun or Creole.
Okay.
And he's like hell, essentially.
Oh, okay.
He can go between the real world and hell, and I don't remember the exact story, but overall, I thought it's kind of like a creepy game. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's probably at least a B.
All right.
Especially if you've never heard of it, but I thought it was a great game.
All right, we're gonna put Shadow Man at a B, even though I've never heard of it or played it. We're gonna have to take this list and go through and look at the some footage of these games.
And mind you, it's PlayStation 1, so they're not going to look great.
But to us, it looked awesome, back then. Freaking cool. Okay, so together, let's pick one. I say, we could do, what's it called? Damn it, Metal Gear Solid or something like that. Or the Judge.
Metal Gears.
I think only one Metal Gear was on PS1.
Only one on the PlayStation 3?
Yeah, see, like only one the only Metal Gear Solid was on PS1 because the second one came out on PS2. And I think I think Metal Gear Solid 3 came out on PS3 as well. Huh. One Metal Gear per console. That's interesting.
Very
could
interesting.
Be wrong. It could be wrong. I could be wrong there.
The Rappa? No.
Oh, I'm down.
Oddworld. That's
just that is a really good pick for our last one for today. Oh, I didn't even know they had Mech Warrior on PlayStation. That's cool. And by the way, this is still one of my favorite consoles of all time. PlayStation, the first
It was
PlayStation.
a great console.
Such a great console. I feel like most people, like most of the gamers you talk to these days. MGS3 was on PS2 as well. Okay, so then it was Metal Gear Solid 4 that was on PS3. Thank you for that correction. Um, let's see, Oddworld. This one, just regular Oddworld. Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, right? Oh shit, I lost it. There we go. Okay, Miguel, where would you put Oddworld?
Um, I'd say it's a solid A at least.
Solid A.
I think so.
Oddworld's so good, man, but like, I don't know. Was it a game that I was really itching to play every day? Like Legend of Mana or Final Fantasy 9 or Xenogears? I don't know. I would argue it's a B. What do you think?
And I'd be okay with that. I almost feel like that kind of gameplay that you get in Oddworld it's kind of like you have to be into it.
Right. And I was. Don't get me wrong.
Like, so I could
Just not
see
so
why
sure.
a lot of people either wouldn't like it or just think it was all right. But I enjoyed the shit out of that game personally. That's just me.
Okay.
You could do a B and I'd be fine with it.
Is Oddworld better than Final Fantasy 8?
Story wise, no.
All right, we're gonna put
Gameplay wise, I would argue it's different. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Like think of like you're back in the '90s, and you're staring at Final Fantasy 8, that big ass 3-disc thing.
No, it's not. It's not better than Final Fantasy
8. Okay, see, but I'm not saying it's worse. I'm saying it's about the same.
Better. It's about the same.
Because you're like, I just want to do one more day in Harvest Moon. You know what I mean? And that just turns into like hours upon hours. But then you're like, oh, I could finish Oddworld. Fine, I'll play that. It's good because it's a great game. Don't get me wrong, but like, is it Final Fantasy 9 levels of good? I don't know.
Probably not.
Let's do one really bad one really quick before we get out of here.
Okay.
What's one of the worst games on here that we can think of? It's kind of hard to pick a bad one, right? Because there's so many good ones. Like Road Rash was dope. Remember that game?
Yeah, yes, I do. I'm going to be honest. If there is a bad one on this list on here, it's probably because I never played
it. Well, yeah, let's put, or let's at least pick one to put on the list. Didn't play because there is a spot for that.
There are a lot of stinkers.
Oh, what's a good one? I'm sure there's a Barbie one. Remember there was like always a lot of weird Barbie games.
God, you remember Glover?
Glover? Oh, Glover. Yeah, I remember Glover. I don't know if Glover was bad. Did you play it?
I don't remember if I played it. I just know it existed.
What? There's a Golden Nugget video game? All right, I'm taking this. Fuck this. We live in Las Vegas. We need to take this Golden Nugget game out of here.
There is.
All right, we're going to put Golden Nugget to never played. There you go.
And then there's a Caesars one, too, I think I saw.
Is there really?
I thought there was.
All right, just because Caesars laid me off, I'm going to put it in the F.
Yeah, Caesar's
there
Palace.
It is. Yeah. Yep. All right, Caesar's Palace 2000 gets an F. There you go.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
All right, yeah. I could go on and on with this Cat in the Hat video game.
Maybe it was good. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. All right, let's roll this back to like. Look at how tiny these icons are, bro. How am I supposed to read that?
Yeah,
holy
there's a lot.
Shit. All right, well, this was a lot of fun, man. Let's see if we can save it or something. If not, save or download. Perfect. All right, cool. I'll make sure to get this downloaded after the show ends.
Sweet.
But that was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll download it, and then for the next time that we jump in here, we'll add some more games to this list, and I'll just like repopulate it the way it is and stuff.
We could get Gage to maybe
yeah,
add some input.
Jump in there. Yeah, we'll just like pull out this tier maker like every so often. Everybody
I think
just
that'll be a good one to just kind of keep going,
yeah,
have it ongoing. Yeah.
like forever. Until we have every game on there. And honestly, it encourages me to try out more PS1 games I never have, so I can
Yep.
have an opinion. So there you go.
Absolutely.
This was a fun time, Miguel. Thanks for hanging out, just the two of us. We rocked it. Talked about a lot of things. I hope Sebastian is settling in and having a good time there, and
Absolutely.
he doesn't cause too much chaos.
That's what he's supposed to do, right?
True, he is a kitten. Oh, and then we gotta do our endorsements, so let's knock that out real quick.
I am not prepped, so I'm just going to endorse Guinness.
Oh, nice.
Have
Cool.
yourself a pint whenever you get a chance. Not out of a bottle. It's okay out of the bottle, but
Mm-hmm.
go to the bar and have a Guinness. It's delicious.
Cool. What have I not endorsed? Oh yeah, neon stuff on your wall.
I'll have to get something.
There you go.
I'm lagging behind you guys.
I'm gonna endorse neon items for your wall, like this thing here. Thanks, Kevin and Fam, for hooking that up. It looks like it's like a little controller. Spruce up your office with some neon lights. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be like in and out neon lights.
Yeah.
It can be something dumb that you can just put like uh, little push pins and hang it on. Exactly how I did that one. So there you go. Endorsed. Nerded out.
Sure.
Had fun. Cats, Baldur's Gate, and PlayStation 1. We bid you adieu. See you next time. Follow us on all the shit. At NPD Squad on X.
Are we calling it X now?
Is
that the official name?
It's still twitter.com.
I've multiple people call it X, and I know it's Twitter.
It's Twitter. Follow us on
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, please. Whatever website.
Lance Hank Scorpio calls it.
The dumbass X icon. I'm putting on the screen right now. That's us at MPD Squad. Check us out live Tuesdays or Wednesdays. If you follow MPD Squad, you'll figure out which day that is. 7 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep.
And then if you want to watch any of our content later, go to youtube.com/@symbol Odd Valley Studios. You'll find all sorts of fun stuff. Every week you're getting a new 5-minute gamer. I just did Arcade Paradise. That was fun. My computer was bugging out. It was not performing well, and it's a bunch of what's it called? Mini games. But watch me try to play it for 5 minutes. And then we give a review of every game that we try, and all that fun stuff. So that's all I got for you. Miguel, tell everyone goodbye, and we'll get the hell out of here.
Goodbye.
All right. See you later.
Bye.